Alright guys, here we are again, back to it. I'm fresh off the West Coast and happy to be here. Special guest today, my man Justin Bonner from Jailbreak Brew Company. As always, Heather, the co-host here. Today we're just going to start cracking and get back into the groove of things, man. I missed you guys.
Yeah,
I've
welcome
been watching.
back.
I've been watching from the East Coast. I'll bite my fingernails trying to get back in.
You know what we did
here.
last show? We tasted we went to Flying Dog and tasted. Well, I'm hoping you watched. But
No, yeah, I did.
We did 8 or 9 beers.
I saw you get called
there.
out a lot for chugging beer, and I was all like,
yes.
"Come on, did she get it?"
I did. Right at the end, I was like, okay, I cannot turn this camera off without chugging a beer.
I was gonna
I did not
say,
chug
I
a
was
canine.
like-
I grabbed a raspberry leaf ale, which you had earlier.
I
at
did.
the
It was
brewery.
very good. Very tasty.
You like that?
Yeah, I can kind of feel those.
Good. I just want to thank our sponsor really quick, Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings earn points for more wings. Download the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Rewards app on our in-store tablets on your mobile device or at www.blazingrewards.com. Only at your local B-Dubs in Frederick, Urbana, Rockville, Gaithersburg, and Columbia. Wiggins Beer Sports, you have to be here.
Dope.
Nice.
So it's another Friday at 5. And
That
I
is.
came from the brewery today. You stopped by. Were you at Jailbreak
I
earlier?
was, yeah.
What's Friday like at the brewery?
Oh god, they were. The brewers were out. We had all these donated grills. Some guy, just donated a bunch of grills. We have 5 donations, so they pulling the grills out today, doing some pre-Thanksgiving warm-ups.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Stretching the belly muscles.
Yes.
We were talking about that. I was talking about that because I came back and my my brother out in Cali, he used to be a male model and he eats like fucking figs and shit,
Oh yeah.
nothing. And so we get in and I haven't eaten for 2 days and Lee's like, "You've got to be puking hungry." And I was like, "No, I ate maybe a quarter cabbage a day while I was out there." And she's all, "Yeah, your stomach must be
Starving.
really skinny."
Starving.
I was like, "It shrinks over time."
But no, I always love the brewery on Friday. It's everybody that works at the brewery kind of is already a party person. So they're waiting on Friday, but they drink beer all week long. So I don't know what's special about Friday, but they just can't wait to get off and drink beer and go party for the weekend. We have, you probably are the same. We have a pretty young crowd.
Yeah, for the most part. We got some skinny brewers too, which is funny because people look at them like,
No,
you drink it?
don't.
Skinny shit. But I mean, it's now they're holding it down. Young people, metabolisms.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear that.
Good.
Yep. Awesome. So, Jailbreak. I'm going to have to ask you the question that I'm sure you get asked first in every single interview, but where does the name come from? Tell our
Please tell me
our
it's
listeners.
the middle school game because that's always what I hear of. Because I'm always like, man, I just remember yelling jailbreak in the little neighborhood and chasing girls around and just.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I can
See?
get on board with that.
But that's not
Clearly
it.
not.
That's not it. Damn it.
Good try, something.
That's close enough.
Not that crystal meth lab I used to run. No, I mean, jailbreaks for the most part, it's kind of I don't know. It's for me, it was I was in a prior career and I kind of felt it was good. It worked. I was 13 years in government contracting and I felt it was making a difference after 9/11. You're doing a really good thing and you're helping someone. And I think with success, money for me was like a byproduct. It wasn't something I was after. But after so many years, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. And so I told some people, yeah, I'm gonna get out. What are you gonna do? Do something. Me and my business partner signed up at a brewery, and I kind of breaking out of this prison of letting money rule me, because people are like, you're an idiot, you're gonna leave that money, you're stupid, did you get hit in the head or something? I'm like, no, that's just I want to do something different with my life. So, it was my escape. For Casey, my business partner, it was more about getting out of the, his company got bought out by a huge conglomerate, so he was part of the corporate world.
Yeah.
And he just felt like that imprisonment of the man's hand just kind of, clinching down on him all the time. So, it just red tape. So, it's really we let everyone kind of interpret Jailbreak, on their own, kind of makes sense for, where they're at in their life. And,
Yeah.
if you're in a crazy bad marriage or, you've got, a stalker, I was never fortunate enough to have a stalker, but if I
wish
did.
someone would stalk me.
Yeah. But whatever you got going on, whatever's kind of keeping you down, it's just kind of an escape from that.
Sick. And that's the funny thing. We have you mentioned that, we have a thing called Mash Out every year at my farm. And it's just a bunch of home brewers. They come out, there's 300 of them. They've been doing it for 20 years. But the first time we had it, I'm like, government license plate, government license plate, government license plate. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, are we being watched? But it turned out it's just literally, I mean, so many of the people that are in the brewing industry have that same, like, your quote at the beginning, just like, kind of like, yeah, I can kind of over it. Like,
Yeah, you know?
it's cool, but, you know, I'm just looking for something else to keep me interested. And I think it seems to be like very recurring in this industry, or the people that like do homebrew or things like that, kind of like that break off, you know, that jailbreak or however you want to put it.
Yeah, I mean, in the government world, it's kind of crazy because, I mean, people are like, you know, you do really shitty job, you're going to get promoted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't do too good because, you know, like, people don't like that. Like, people don't want to have to do good too. Like, other people have to, you know, so it's like, get in line, just, you know, like, kind of average. You know, but I mean, people in the government world, I think a lot of them want to break out. A lot of them want to do something, you know, exciting with their lives and creative and, like, you know, but government job equals stability.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, kind of crazy world. But the beer world's just as crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
it's all crazy shit, I think.
Yeah.
So.
More crazy than you expected when you started.
Yeah, a little bit more. A
Yeah.
little more.
It's definitely, well, I mean, I don't have to tell you, it's blown up over the last 5 years. It's not what it was 10 years ago. And you guys, actually, when did you start building? 2013, 14?
Yeah, we went filed for a license in 13.
Okay, so first off, hold up. Where are you guys at?
Laurel, Maryland. So if you're in Laurel, Maryland.
Sorry, I just gotta let everybody know.
DC and Baltimore.
Yeah, where
you
they
know.
at?
But no, it's 13. We filed for our license and opened the doors in April of 2014. It's been around about 2.5 years.
Yeah, well, I see you guys everywhere. You've had great success so far. I mean, you've grown fast. Haven't you already expanded the brewery?
Yeah, we've expanded the brew. In fact, we just got done with another expansion. So, you know, we kind of capped out this year, you know, at about 7,000 barrels. So we did about 1,400 our first partial year, and up 4,000, you know, last year, and this year we'll do about 7,200. So we were kind of capped out, so we had to cut out some territories to be able to kind of feed our home market here. And but yeah, with our expansion, it'll allow us the opportunity for 15,000 barrels. Still small.
That's, I mean, small but great growth. That's especially for how many breweries are popping up everywhere in Maryland. It's just, what do you think is contributing to your success? Maybe more than some of the breweries that I'm not seeing in all the liquor stores and everywhere.
I mean, I think we kind of got into this. We wanted to get into something that was, we wanted to kind of create quality. I mean, that was the thing. It's just like quality. So it's, to be honest with you, our brewery team's amazing.
I saw you leaking out at the lab.
Oh my God, yeah, I start getting
It's just like that.
my nipples get
That's
hard.
that,
I'm like,
and that's
spectrophotometer. No, I mean, we love. It's all about, it's for us. It's pushing quality. And in our brew team, we have a 5-man brew crew, and 2 of our top guys have been in the production world a long time. Our brewmaster was Alaskan. He was Dogfish, and so he learned.
Definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I mean, we were never home brewers, so like if I was making the beer, man, he'd be spitting it out. No, it's just, but it's kind of a fascinating world. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. So earlier we were talking, and you mentioned that you were doing self-distribution in Montgomery County.
We are.
Not going to the DLC, and that definitely goes with the jailbreak story. And I think you get a lot of followers behind you, just like, oh yeah, jailbreak, like break away from the norm. So for anyone that doesn't know, the Montgomery County DLC is the last government-ran Department of Liquor in the nation.
Yep.
They get all the tax money, they are delivering beer, they're selling beer, and we love Moco, we do, and they deliver our beer. We have probably too much beer that we'd never be able to do Flying Dog ourselves, but and they do a good job. But I feel that some of the smaller guys feel that these sales reps, or they don't even have sales reps. You have to broker sales reps.
Yeah.
So you guys are self-distributing because it's not too much of a volume for you guys to do. How is that going?
It's doing awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's a way for our us to connect directly to the retailers, and it's actually our biggest territory that we have. So we distribute throughout Maryland, DC, Northern Virginia, but by far Montgomery County is the biggest territory we have. So we do about, we're still small, but it's about 700 cases a week, equivalents.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's
So
good.
are you like way more of a feet on the ground kind of guy, or are you just kind of like, well, we got sales reps for that, we do this, or do you get a kick out of being out there and pushing your product?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a salesperson. My father was a salesperson, like, and it's basically when my parents lived when I was young, the only way I got to see my father was to go out on sales calls. So I just go all over, the region with them and sit there, because we didn't have iPads when we were kids. We didn't have anything to play on, so I just sit there and like a goof and listen to him, make a sales pitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was destined to become a salesperson, and so now I love going out there and connecting to people. And that's why I'm doing. In my own career, so I was doing a job I couldn't talk about. Like we were mostly, in the intelligence world, and you just went home and shut the hell up. But now I get to.
Yeah, and I think that's so important these days too, because there's so many guys that go out there and either if you're like in an ownership position or something else like that, as a part of a brewery, sometimes like you overlook that. And I can tell you that for me, as just like a consumer, seeing guys that are actually involved from like the top of the company going out and pushing that product, to me is like sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're out there just chasing it, like after it themselves, believing in the product, and hustling. Because
Gotta work the hustle.
yeah, fuck yeah, dog. I'm telling you. So I think that right there is really cool to see, especially from the ownership side of a brewery. It's just that go out and get it, not just be like sit up here and yell at him for not doing what he's supposed
Yeah,
to be
you
doing.
gotta lead by example.
Yeah,
I try to get out there more in the field. I get out there quite a bit, but still, it's like you never really get to go out there and meet all the people that support you. So it's tough sometimes. And then we still have a lot of kind of positions that we work a number of different positions in the company. We're still small, like 33 now, I think officially, but 33 people there. But like for me, it's just like I want to get on the field. Like, all right, I'm going to go out there. I want to see X, Y, and Z today. Like, oh yeah, but hold on, you got to go out. We need toilet paper. I'm like, oh shit. Like, all right, and before that, and by the way, you got to sweep up back by the docks. I'm like, damn it, okay. It's like, because it's Casey and I are the only ones that actually don't get paid in the company. We don't take a paycheck. So basically our time is worth zero.
Yeah.
And so when our time's worth zero and everyone knows it, they're like giving us shit jobs. Like they're literally delegating shit jobs to us. So
No, that's awesome that you do it though. I mean that shows you lead by example, and
Love the game.
it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
You obviously love beer in the company. So what's brewing at Jailbreak right now?
we got our it's my favorite time of year. I was pimping it earlier, White Russian.
Oh, I accidentally took your bloodline and finished it, and then
That's
realized it was yours.
So
It's over here, and I still have mine. I'm sorry.
We're share here. We're all good.
So your White Russian that you're drinking now.
Yeah, it's like
sick. I want to try this.
It's
thing.
so
Down
good.
there.
It turned into like from a limited beer to kind of like a seasonal this year, and now it's a cream ale with cold brew coffee from Ceremony down in Annapolis, and we put vanilla beans in it and some milk sugars.
It smells so amazing.
It's great. It's breakfast beer. Like
It is for sure.
I get so happy. Like I just, oh my god, this is like. It's like I don't
Kid
know.
in the candy shop.
It is. My mom used to, every once in a while, growing up, she used to make me in the morning, like, when she had a little extra time, like, she'd make us real cinnamon toast, like, put the butter on it, put the cinnamon on, like, oh my god, it's like,
Not just the crunch kind.
no,
the actual
real
one.
deal, from scratch.
Yeah, my mother wasn't that cool, but
We only got it once in a while. I mean, it was mostly, some recycled shit, but,
Be nice to your mom.
yeah.
I know, man.
But now this is, it's kind of our seasonal beer, so this is a big thing. We've actually had to cut out some limited beers because, we're trying to keep up with the core beers, but, trying to keep it interesting. I think everyone gets bored when you're making the same old stuff all the time. So try to keep it real.
Yeah. How many beers do you have in your core?
We have 4 beers. Well, if you count like cans, it's 5. We have a Scoville and can only, not draft for the greater world, but pretty much 4.
Scoville is that hot.
Yeah, oh my god, I love Scoville. It's beautiful. So we have a double IPA, an IPA, a Hefe, and an Amber. So they're good. They're good. It's like
You really worked on. I noticed that every time I have Jailbreak, that I can expect the same consistency. Anything from your core, and I feel like that's a really big thing nowadays, especially with so many breweries popping up.
Oh, it's huge, dude.
We started to talk about quality and how important it is, and it's number one. But what are you guys doing now to make sure that all your beer coming out, especially just making 7,000 now and probably growing? I can imagine that in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to be at 15, closer to 20.
God, I hope not.
That's all daunting
Well,
task
you guys
coming
are
out.
doing so well.
That's a lot of toilet paper I need on fire.
Yeah,
Like, oh
dude.
my God. No, I think it's you know, we focus on equality. We used to send out for testing. You know, we had mobile canner. But yeah, last December we picked up our own canning line and constantly dial it in, go out and get a DO meter to check for dissolved oxygen and seam checkers. And now we had to sign up lab technicians every day for a spectrophotometer and we have all these techs who are getting a gas chromatograph. Like
all these things that I literally
I've
heard people
awesome.
say it before, but I'm like, if you put me in front of it and said use this and check, I'd be like, take me out of the lab. Please.
I love it because it's like how do you know? I mean, a lot of it's like perception. So it's but how do you know your beer is consistent? How do you know your beer doesn't have bacteria? How do you know that you're not pumping oxygen into your cans and it's got the shelf life of 1 to 2 weeks, whatever it is. I mean, it's the only way you can know that is really analysis, and so we have to take that equipment and and put it to work, and so yeah, we're kind of proud of that.
No, you should be.
It's boring.
That's,
Like, a lot of people talk about quality's stupid. I mean,
No, it's not. I mean, there's so many times that I've heard of smaller breweries that are coming up, and they go take their stuff to the liquor store down the street. Especially a lot of these farm breweries, and they'll deliver stuff down to the street, and you'll buy a beer or a 6-pack 1 week, and I'll go back and buy the same 6-pack a month later, and I swear it's a completely different beer.
It's like the fries in a Cracker Jack.
Yeah,
it's like
it's either gonna be really shitty or else it's gonna be like mediocre this week. So
we had this conversation earlier
Why
this
would
week.
you buy it if it was?
Or maybe it was
Well,
last
yeah.
week. My week's
It's a
running
gamble
over
thing.
sometimes. So you're working in craft beer,
Yeah.
so you don't get like real weekends. I think it was last week, and we were talking about the path of a craft beer drinker, of the life of a craft beer drinker, where you start out and you're like, I don't really like craft beers, and then you get used to IPAs, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna try a Bloodline, I'm gonna try an Imperial IPA, and then you just want to try everything. So then you go from not liking it to like, okay, I need every special thing from every special brewery, and are really into that. Then you kind of go back to like now, like if you've been drinking craft beer for a long time, and I haven't, it's all nice. It's like, what do you see in the fridge? You see your old favorites all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I'll even Sierra, Dogfish. Those are like I always constantly. Besides Flying Dog, of course.
because
Because
of
it's
familiar,
and I
yeah.
know what I'm gonna get
Exactly.
when I drink it.
Yeah.
Some of the smaller breweries, and I love them, and I want to taste their beers, and I want to support them because I think it's a great movement and it's
Yeah.
awesome, and I like the local aspect of everything. But it sucks when you go and get that second 6-pack, and it tastes nothing like the first one. And it's like, no, I got this because I really like the first one. And so, I mean, there is something to be said for quality, and it is very, very important, and I think you guys do.
Yeah, and I
You
do.
guys
Like, I mean, I love going out and buying a $20 bomber and fucking being like, sweet, I wonder what it tastes like. But I've also sat there a couple of times and like forced my way through that $20 bomber and been like, okay, now give me a pale ale, and I'm just gonna sit here
I
for
paid
a
$20
while.
for this thing. I'm drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
At this top, like I just had recently picked up a bomber a couple months ago. Picked up a bomber, so I'm like, oh, this looks really interesting. And took it home and opened up the cap, and like this is settled. It was on the counter, like it was in the fridge for a couple days, and then it was on the counter for like 20 minutes, and then open it up, and literally the shit just starts going everywhere. Like it just starts foaming, so it's like it's re-fermenting in a bottle. And so like this is like $20 or something. So it all like by the time it all kind of goes out, like I'm left with like 2 ounces of the bottle. I'm like,
What style was it?
Saison. I'm like, what the hell? It's like my $20 just got like my price per ounce just got screwed. But yeah, it was just like, but it was good. I mean, a little bit I got at the end, I was like, I drank it, and it's like I was trying to look the full size, and like, get my money's worth,
Yeah,
like,
when you pay
chop
that
it
much.
cheap
up.
bastard.
Yeah. No, I would. This is totally has nothing to do with actual craft beer, but I think we were at Shamrock Fest one year. I was like in my early 20s, and my brother was there, and we always talked about how it sucks when you're at a concert or a game, and you have like an $8 beer that you drop. It's like,
Oh, that's the
drop
worst.
here. Yeah, that's
so
sad.
literally for a while there, we would try to knock each other's beers just because we're brother and sister, and we
Oh, yeah.
like love hate each other. So that's always a
I'm looking
fun.
forward to doing that.
Let's see how much. Yeah,
Good
let's see
plan.
how much
Yeah.
money we
If
make.
someone
our
did the
brothers
top
spend
game while I was drinking a bomber, they'd get punched in the face
Oh,
for sure.
definite.
I would just
definite.
cry.
I'd be like, that's fucking
I'd be like,
it.
don't ever do it again. I'm choking them out.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So you're drinking a saison, which is unfiltered,
Yes,
and
definitely.
that definitely probably contributed to the integrity of the beer.
It probably would have helped. It would have
And
actually
it's supposed to be
fermented it out.
unfiltered. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
fermented it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's supposed to be unfiltered. New England IPAs,
Oh,
East Coast IPAs.
oh boy.
Yeah, what's the handle?
Yeah, tell us, like,
I hope
how are you
Ben's
feeling
listening
about
right
this?
now.
How are you feeling about this phenomenon?
You know, it's funny. It's a love-hate relationship because, you know, I love what a lot of these guys are doing with these, you know, hops, with the late edition hops. You know, like basically they're just backloading, you know, all the hops in the, you know, the whirlpool and then dry hop. So like when you get it fresh, like it's good stuff. Like it's danky or it's like super tropical fruit. It's just like it's an amazing expression of flavor and aroma. But you know, that it's really, I think the style was meant to be consumed fresh and as close to home as possible. But you know what happens is I think that some of the, you know, some breweries get, well, they be greedy or desperate because they're like, you know, hey, we made, you know, 600 gallons of this and we just pushed out 200 gallons of it through our tap room, and where are the other 400 gallons going to go? Throw it in a can, throw it in a keg, send it somewhere. And then next thing you know, you're drinking this stuff like, you know, the thing is they don't know. So you'd be drinking this thing 2 months later and it's just a mess, and you got, you know, magma, and it's all weird, and it's just like, it's a hot mess, and I'm like, you know, and I'm like, you know, even some of the people that are making these New England styles, like, put a date code on, put a born on date, so you know, like, this is a New England style. If you catch it and it's 2 months old, you know, stay away. But I think it's, yeah, I mean, I get pissed off as a consumer, because I go out there and I buy, you know, this New England style IPA in a can. I'm like, hope to God it was made sometime recently, and I open it, I'm like you're saying, consistency just sucks.
Yeah.
And I think that you got to care about your product. Put out a little more.
And I think that's something really smart you said too about the fact of getting too far out of your like or you know area basically, because I mean the farther you go, the more days you're putting on that beer. So I mean, you know, even like sometimes out of your county can be like oh shit, that was 4 more days, you know, it went over there, because I've had a couple where I've picked up a beer somewhere and brought it back and literally drank it a week later and just been like, I just drank this beer at the brewery a day ago. This is a can of it. They were canning it the day before, and now it is
Totally different.
shit.
It just falls apart.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you
it's
know.
beer, and I drank it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good and all, but it's shit.
You look at like you know, Heady Topper. When you look at it, I mean, it says right there in the can, drink it fresh.
Yeah.
And Heady Topper, I mean, they just basically they distribute around their home territory. It's good stuff, and like, but I know, like, all right, if it's a month, 2 months old, like, I know, like, they know it's not going to be great. I know it's not going to be great.
So the argument for most of these guys is that it's only meant for their local area. It's meant to sell fast. It's meant to sell from the brewery. It's meant to, but then you see it other places. So it's like, well, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, like, oh, we just opened up our 5th or 6th state for distribution. It's awesome. I'm like, with that beer, like, you know, that's not the right beer to probably do that with. And they're like, shut up, you're an idiot. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. All right, cool.
It's like make it and sell it from the brewery, and sell it like literally put it out on Facebook, put it out on Twitter that today we're making it, and come buy your cases and get your line around the block.
Oh yeah.
Don't put it out in the store, especially without a date.
And it's what we got to talk about. It's like taboo. I get talked about. It's like talking about Trump these days. It's like I get
Which
like,
is our president.
Yeah, which is our new president. This is the president-elect Donald.
Oh man.
But no, like
Speaking
I talk
of
about
which, that is fucking hilarious.
It's
I mean, I hate Hillary, so I don't give a shit. But anyways,
you know.
we'll start going off.
But I talk about the people, and like they're just like, shut up. It's like, you know, I don't know if you ever saw Friday the movie, but it's like Tebow was to beat him up, and he's like, all right, I'll shut up. Will you leave? I'll be talking again. That's what I feel like. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, cool. But yeah. So I mean, I guess it's a taboo subject, and it's you know, it's something I believe in. I believe in that. So I don't think I should shut the hell up. But I mean, I should probably
No,
shut the
say
hell up.
what you want.
Yeah.
I do talk about it. So.
No, I mean, for me, it's a catch-22. Like, I want you to keep making them. I want to drink them. I want to drink them fresh at your brewery, and I just don't want to see it on the shelf without a code date, because I won't buy it. If I don't have a code date on there and it's like within that month, like I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's easy. Like, and I see some guys like they put those little like, you know, those little sticker guns like you see in the grocery store. You know, in fact, when our date coder goes down, we'll usually just sticker code like the 6-pack toppers, just so like you give something to someone so they can kind of tell. It ain't expensive. That's, you know, $19, and you got to roll stickers and like, you know, you're dating or something. It's just like, it's not hard. It's not expensive. It's just So if it's not expensive, why aren't more people doing it? I mean, that's the question, I guess, is maybe they don't want people to know the dates. It's
Right, that's it. And people use, so we use Julian date code for like 20 years.
yeah.
Because that's what you do with craft beer, not for any other reason. And then we talked about it for a while, but the brewer's just like, why don't we put good until
Yeah.
good until this date, you know, and put it on the can so that every consumer can see it and know that it's going to be fresh until that date. What are we trying to hide?
Yeah,
Like,
just
our
give them
beer
some
sells
guidance.
fast enough. Yeah, just give the consumer some guidance to know what they're buying. So Dylan, if you keep making faces.
No one does any better right now.
Yeah, that's what I was.
He is
I mean,
pantsless.
yeah, nobody on that side of the bar has pants on
That's
right
it.
now.
So,
I can't see
it's
them.
that kind of
I
funny.
actually have pants on for
So
once.
what's the weirdest place you've woken up in the brewery?
You know what? I try my hardest not to fall asleep in a brewery. I did put a couch in my office because it's other people use it now.
So you
It's
haven't like woken up under a fermenter or like
no, it's not a
I woke
brewery.
up
You
on
know?
green bags once.
Green bags.
That was probably weird.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little nighttime.
Yeah, that was like Frederick Brewing Company days. I wasn't even flying on it. That was like I think it was 21 or 22. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. That would
Right,
hurt
it was-
my
it
back
was
now. I'd be
right.
like, I can't move. Somebody help me out.
I mean, I spent a lot of times back by the dumpsters, but I mean, luckily I've never actually stayed until sunrise.
We were what bar were we at that year that Don and I were having a throw up contest behind the
That's so
brewery?
disgusting.
Throw.
No one
Anyways,
wants to
yeah,
hear
it was.
about that.
Oh no, because it was funny because me and my brother were
Was it
drinking
like
like
a
craft beer for like
puke
one
and
of
rally?
his
Okay.
first times,
Ooh.
and so we were just slamming. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm really full.
Grips.
Yeah, because he didn't know we were drinking stouts and just going off. I think we were in Max's. Max's
on
Tap House down.
Broadway.
I
Yeah.
see a little people on the
And,
sidewalks over there, yeah.
oh yeah, dude, and we found this alley, and I mean, it was just like,
That was
gosh,
actually, that was international.
it was amazing. But it was hilarious too.
So your
I was like
brother-
$200 worth of craft
Your
beer.
poor
right
brother
there.
right now, he like he eats cabbage and he throws up his beer.
Oh, he fucking,
hates
he
you
would,
now.
dude, no, he
He's
doesn't
too much
trust
of
me.
a
He would
like,
take
on
that as a
the
fucking,
interweb. So
yeah.
He's like, I'm a model. I can't have calories.
Yeah, it's true.
I pretend
You gotta
beer
get rid of
doesn't
them.
have calories. That way I can.
That's
just
the easiest way to
continue
get past
to
it.
do. I mean, as I get older, it's.
My doctor
Just
told
get a
me
lot of
years
yourself,
ago,
you know.
Yeah.
Your body usually tells you what's up, you know. Like, and everybody tells me all the time, like, no.
So I hear you're a big wine drinker, speaking of that.
Love
So,
wine.
like,
Love my wines. Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like I actually, when I got out of the old kind of career, I wanted to make wine, but just can't make good wine in Maryland. Really, Mother Nature's kind of tough here. Wrong soil types and climates and all that stuff. So we were like, you know, back then it was like when we first kind of got going with this. There's only 24 breweries in the state.
yeah.
And so we're like, man, so we were like going around, like, there's not a lot of good beer in the state. Like, you know, I really love like Flying Dog, Heavy Seas, Union, have a lot of respect for what they're doing. Evolution, like, you know, I'll pound some number 3, number 6. It's they're making some really good stuff over there. And it's like, and there's like all the rest. And I was like, man, there's kind of a hole in the market here. So that's when we got into it. And like literally, like I blinked, I think, and woke up and there's 70 breweries now.
Yeah.
They have all shapes and sizes, and like, you know, there's one guy was you know, he's not listening. I'm not like making fun of him, but I mean, he opened what's called a resident brewery. So he's like, I'm gonna make here in my living room. I'm gonna have people come out and charge them. And so like, and finally, like, came to
Really?
those brewers meetings. He's like, hey guys, I need your support. They're kind of like picking on me, like they say I can't do this, and I'm like, I don't think you can. And he's just
Yeah, you're like, no, that's completely wrong.
yeah, I need your support. I want to start what's called a resident brewery. I'm like, nah, dude, you gotta get somewhere like where you can make that. But like, yeah, it's kind of weird. But no, farm breweries now and everything else, I think it's great. I think it's you know, kind of great in the table, kind of great in the glass type of thing. So no, I dig it. There's a lot of cool stuff happening locally. So
I love the local aspect. I think there's like 5 in Frederick alone now.
There's
You know,
so
Old Mother opened, and
Who
Brewer's Alley.
is actually like, man, okay. I'm gonna say this. I love you boys. Old Mother started out, and I was like, cool. Another, like, you know, Frederick Brewery and everything like that. The last couple of times I've been there, it's been like the first time where I've like,
mind blowing.
the beer has aroma for one, because before it didn't. And man, like some of their Galaxy IPAs and stuff they're putting out are like really getting on
it's
point.
Old Mother.
Yeah, it's called Old, like OLDE,
Okay.
Mother.
Like he You
yeah, the
Evil mother.
Yeah,
Evil
evil
mother
mother.
brewery.
But they've been consistently one of those guys where it's like consistently getting better, and they're kind of finding their niche. But they're also very close to home. You know what I mean? Like not just like
It's
jumping
literally
in and pushing
3
out.
minutes
And the
from my
cool
house.
thing, yeah,
Oh,
and the
nice.
cool thing about them too is the first time I went in was for their opening, and he's all pumped. He's a veteran, and he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, man, yeah, you got to come back here. And he I walk into where all the taps are coming through, and I mean it is straight Jailbreak, and I'm just like sick. And he's like, we did all this for like $6 grand. And I'm like, holy fuck. But I mean, still,
Hey, Ken and Steve Grossman
still
in Sierra Nevada started
completely
with
sick. Yeah.
dairy equipment.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And now they're.
Now
Dude.
they're
I'm
so
sorry,
rich.
dude. I just got
So
back from
rich.
Chico. My brother.
Oh, yeah.
My brother's a farmer out there. I got back. So I get in and he's like, yeah, we gotta go to Sierra, to the brewery. And I'm not talking anything on Sierra's beers. I love their beers and everything like that, dude. I went to the brewery and it was literally like I was walking into Disneyland. Like, the
But
food
you
was-
say that like that when you told me, but it's like bad. It's not when you say Disneyland, I'm like, yes, it was so
Yeah.
good. Wasn't it?
No, not like a good Disney,
Like a tormented.
Like if you're all wasted and you walk into Disneyland and you're like, fuck dog, get me out of here.
Yeah.
That's like what it was. Straight up. Like not cool.
Like a bad Rob Zombie Disneyland.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. It was I love and man, they just had I brought one back, their wet hop 16. I drank one literally in the parking lot because we wouldn't walk in, so we pulled the tailgate down and drank their wet hop and their harvest ale we tried. And I mean, they're killing it. Yeah, the estate.
Good.
And I mean, they're
Yeah. But they
solid.
make really good beer, and I'm gonna defend
Killing
them
it.
here for a
Dude,
second.
I'm defending their
So
beer
they got-
1,000%.
Because they have good beer and
But not
have been
good
around
beer.
for 30 years, one of the pioneers, if you will, of craft beer. People know them and people love their beer because it's consistent, because it's good. They want to come by the brewery. Chico's now a destination, a tourist destination. So they have to accommodate. So they're not making, like, that restaurant is huge.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh
there's
no, it's
300
massive.
people in there, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, so they have to like be able to make good, like decent, consistent food that's not going to be like the best, like mind blowing food that you've had, and like they have to keep the tour running, and that's why they have that big walk. They have a big walkway.
It's a machine
and
now.
It's a machine,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
only because
Machines aren't
because
bad.
people like us love craft beer, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They evolved into what they are because the craft consumer loves Sierra, and they have a lot of business.
No, yeah, and
They
I mean,
have a lot
still
of
to
customers,
this
so they
day,
have to be that way.
the staple is always Sierra Pale. I mean,
Oh,
like,
Celebration is that's my favorite. Celebration is that
yeah,
to me.
and Ultra Vest. Y'all tried that?
No.
The Ultra Vest is amazing. It's almost like a sour, but session.
Is it a lactose
Crazy.
sour or like a Brett sour?
Like a Brett.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like light, sessionable. We drank it in the gardens all day, and it was amazing. But that and Celebration, yeah, just solid beers. But like I said, like I'm in no way saying anything bad about that brewery.
Oh,
They
and
are
their
freaking
brewery in
phenomenal.
Nashville is like this amazing mansion with this big winding road up to the
Oh, yeah.
mansion, and it has these big intricate gates. And when you pull up, it's mind blowing when you pull up to the building, and then you go in, and you're just like, what?
Very like
Am
America's
I?
forefathers, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Don't think you're out
Yeah.
going out there like, yes, someone signed the Constitution here.
Exactly.
Well, I went to
No,
Magic
they're
Hat.
great.
Have you been to Magic Hat in
I've
Vermont?
never been to Magic Hat.
That goes a little overboard. Like we were up there in Vermont, like before we opened the brewery, we were gonna go check out some places, and we go into Magic Hat, and literally it's like kind of a freak museum, and they've got these like
Like, imagine it being
mannequins.
weird as shit.
It was weird. They had all kind of like all kind of things like it was a self-guided tour, but there was mannequins touching themselves, and it was like made really comfortable. Like
Trump.
yeah,
Trump.
yeah, it's like
Just
Grabbing,
pussy
just
grabbing
grabbing.
everywhere.
wow, like, this is very hardcore. So it's like, but they invited you to touch things too, and I was like, I'm just way too into
I
this.
just want to drink beer and not touch it.
Yeah, it was just really weird. I had to get out of
I don't
there.
want to touch it.
I think I actually cried and I ran out. So that was a
Bullshit,
little.
you were there for hours.
Yeah,
No.
felt like days. But no, it was a little weird for me. Like I like there's a place called Fit Lab, which is pretty cool, Vermont. So I went there, and Harvard Moon has a little like satellite location there. It's like farm and bales of hay, it looks awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so now it's I can imagine what Sierra might look like,
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not that though.
So I heard that Magic Hat, so Burton, the snowboarding company, is around the corner. That Magic Hat and Burton on snow days, they both let their employees, like if there's more than, I think it's like a 6-inch snow rule, like you can just have a snow day to go snowboarding.
I like that.
Like,
gonna work
I was
that.
like, I think I'm gonna go work at that.
Dude, Magic Hat's cool though. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I've ever had anything from Magic Hat other than number 9, so I don't really know much about them, to be honest.
That was one of my first craft beers I ever had. Was probably that. It was number 9.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
what I
probably,
always say.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot.
The first
Make
time
the
I hung out with
variety
hippies,
pack
like.
Yeah.
I think the
Well,
first time I
Yeah.
just asked it,
Make that
it was like,
variety
yeah,
pack and
Magic
sell it
Hat.
everywhere.
Magic number 9. Yes. That and Saranac and remember Pete's Wicked.
Fuck yeah.
Got their strawberry
Oh,
blonde. I
Pete's
felt like
Wicked.
such a wuss when I was drinking. But man, it was just
It was so good
It
though.
was.
They disappeared.
Yeah, they're off the map. You know what's actually weird? I'm not getting off the subject, but actually one of the beers when I moved to Maryland, one of the beers I loved was by Wild Goose, was the Oatmeal Stout.
Yes.
And I was like, man, this is like I was never a dark beer really. I'm like, this is really good stuff. And so I
That was one
remember
of my favorites.
Yeah, that's so weird.
really good.
That Wild Goose you're talking about, like, does that have anything to do with that?
Oh, Wild Goose.
What are you holding, Solomon, for our listeners?
So I'm
Wait, hold
holding
on.
this.
I want to thank our sponsors before we
Oh,
get
okay.
into this conversation,
Okay.
because I know we're not
Yeah,
going to
it's
stop.
gonna be a good one. Damn it.
Join Buffalo Wild Wings and Sam Adams in their efforts to raise money for veterans with Pour One Forward, starting Monday, November 7th through Sunday, November 13th. Come into your local B-Dubs and buy a regular Sam Adams for $4 and purchase another regular Sam Adams for a veteran. Only at your local B-Dubs in Frederick, Urbana, Rockville, Gaithersburg, and Columbia. Wings Beer Sports. You have to be here. We have a live show at Buffalo Wild Wings December 8th. That is a Thursday. It is not a Friday. It's at the one in Frederick, not Urbana. Everybody's like, which one? I'm like, not Frederick County. Like, Frederick.
Frederick.
It's in Frederick. It's off of 26. It's not at Urbana. But it'll still be at 5 o'clock, and we're really looking forward to it.
And we're gonna get wasted.
Off of Christmas IPA and Snake Dog. That's
Hell
what Snake Dog
yeah.
IPA.
Yeah.
We'll bring
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. So, like I said, you were talking about Wild Goose.
So the can in your hand. What's in your hand?
So this is one of my favorite labels because I kind of get it, but this is basically, you know,
Connection with me.
yeah, I got a weird connection to it. But this is basically what looks like a goose.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Being sucked on by a vampire. Show that to them real quick. So I just wanted to like kind of poke your brain about where like the idea of that came, because you were talking about a brewery a minute ago. I didn't know if that's
Yeah, no, it's
not related or
not Wild Goose. So like I do a lot of. Just in a second.
Yeah,
I want to get
Yeah, I
some.
wanna try it.
Yeah, that'll make me happy. So
Chug it.
it's I handle a lot of the creative, so I handle a lot of the kind of label designs and whatnot, and so like for instance, like I get mixed a lot because at some point some people are like, Justin, no, you can't do that. Like I wanted to make when we first came out, I was like, I'm gonna make an IPA called what was it? Just Walk Away IPA. It was gonna have a picture of a guy in a prison bending over to get the soap. So
that's like
Just walk away. Just walk away.
just walk.
that didn't get approved by our committee. So like, but I kind of throw a lot out there, and I have fun with it. A lot of our beer names and artwork are basically a lot of pop culture. We use a lot of cinema, a lot of music, things that inspire us. So I think for this one, it's an imperial barrel aged imperial stout. We 8 selected barrels and rum and bourbon barrels, and so we come up with the artwork. Dusk Till Dawn is kind of a play off the movie, one of my favorite kind of. Yeah, absolutely, yeah, I love my horror movies. So we actually have a beer called Dusk Till Dawn, but this one was like the big brother. This is like the big angry muscular brother that just kind of like gives you titty twists when you don't want it when you're young and you get real mad. So it's like it's just and so I was like, there's a lot going on.
Do you have a big brother?
I do, and I got lots of titty twists, So with this beer, so like we wanted to kind of create something. when I was out there, like one of the beers I kind of respected the most in barrel aging kind of coming in was, Bourbon County was really, really good. And then what happened was, they got bought out, and I'm fine. Like, I'm one of those guys like, oh, you got bought out, you're a sellout. Fuck you, I'm not drinking your beer. I mean, if the beer's good, the beer's good. I mean, so but no, they basically, they upped their barrel program, and they multiplied it. I don't know how many times. Barrel program isn't really meant to be multiplied many times. I mean, because it's a small artisanal expression of what you do, and every barrel's different. That's the kind of cool thing about barrel aging is like every barrel has its own personality. So when you're taking like 200-300 barrels and you're kind of making a blend, or you're taking 10,000 barrels making a blend, you run into risks. You put yourself out there for infection and everything else because there's certainly the risk of infection. So when they came out last year and they had to recall like pretty much half of the beer, I was just a little saddened. So it's like, almost to me, I felt like this might be the death of Bourbon County. And so we put it to rest. On our can, not that this is any way goose silent, it's in no way anything, please don't sue me. Actually, we only have 120
Please
cases.
don't
Fuck,
sue me.
Sue me. I mean, what are you gonna do? Take my last 2 cases? It's got a fridge in my garage right now. No, but so it's kind of like it is kind of for me the kind of the expression or the sentiment that Bourbon County might be dead, but there's a lot of other good ones in its place these days, and not that it's all bad. When we get a good one, it's pretty good still, but it's just not what it used to be.
Nice.
So that's the kind of long-winded
So
story.
do you think you'll ever be sucked up or no?
We didn't really get in this for money. Like, obviously, it's for money. So
Good answer.
So,
Good
wait,
answer.
make money?
I mean, I think I don't know. Like one day, I mean, I think if I feel like I'm not challenged by this anymore. I'm really kind of challenge-driven.
Yeah.
So if I kind of feel like I'm getting a little bit, complacent in what I'm doing, maybe. But I mean, I think there's still a huge challenge ahead of us, and it's, to make great beer and kind of make it better. Our beers, I think, are really good now, but I don't think they're ultimately the best expression of what we want each beer to be. We're still kind of turning the dials, so we're just still working on it.
Well, I think if a brewery hits that point, that is a very bad point to be.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
that's-
we were talking about it earlier today at Flying Dog, that the craft consumers' taste buds evolve over time. So like Sierra, when they started, we were talking about the pale ale. It's not the pale ale it is today.
Yeah.
I mean, that pale ale 30 years ago was probably like crazy to people who hadn't had craft beer before. But now, if we were to drink that 30 years ago pale ale, it would be like nothing to us.
Yeah.
And some of our beers have evolved over time, just because the craft consumer. So I feel because people evolve and change their mind. We were talking about Sam, canning beer. Sam Caldier from Dogfish Head swore he would never can beer. Like that would never ever happen for Dogfish Head, and lo and behold, they are.
Yep.
And they are canning a lot of it. So everything changed, and I feel that in the craft business, and the reason that these breweries have been around so long is that the consumer evolves, the brewery evolves. It's new every day.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to go sell this beer and convince people that this is really good beer. I know you're used to Miller and Bud and Coors, and that's safe for you, but I promise you, there's a whole other world out there if you start to open your horizons a little bit and start with this, and then I sound like a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Do I sound like a drug dealer right now?
I mean, if you like marijuana, craft beer really
Yeah.
trust me, it's really tasty.
I have some meth in my other pocket.
Yeah.
But it is. So I feel like you have a long future with the brewing business, because I think it'll change enough where it'll stay hard.
I hope.
And like it'll keep your interest.
Yeah.
But you guys are doing so well. What do you see the brewing business being like 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
I mean, I'm kind of hoping. I mean, this is terrible to say. I mean, I'm hoping that the craft beer consumption continues to rise. I'm hoping that we do lose a few of the craft breweries. There's some great breweries out there. I mean, I have a lot of respect for a lot of breweries in Maryland. Some it's kind of like home brewers with not really a lot of business experience or acumen, kind of getting into it, and they want to make it a business. Like I think a hobby should be a hobby, because you'll end up ruining it. I mean, things like, I'm glad I didn't get into wine, because I would end up like just hating everything about it, because I would have had feed my kids with it. So it wouldn't be pure to me.
Right.
So now I think it's going to contract, and I think that's probably a good thing. Hops are getting expensive, malts getting expensive, everything's getting expensive, tanks are getting expensive. So yeah, ultimately it'll contract, but I think that I think the future of craft beer is really really solid. I think people will continue to kind of move in that direction and bring more. I think you'll you'll continue to see consumption rise.
For sure. I think that especially in the if you compare it to like an election like we just went through, and you see, yeah, I'm not even getting political, but if you compare it to that and see the generational shift and where, people are making their voices heard and stuff like that, it's just not like, everybody's like, it's just gonna burst and everybody's gonna disappear, and then all of a sudden it's like,
yeah,
something just happened, because a lot of people don't like that. So I think that this generation speaks volumes, more so than, I hate to say it, but like the last little surge that we had of craft beer where it just kind of disappeared. But
Millennials are good for craft beer.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
They're good
not-
for beards, not working,
They're good for
craft
crying a lot.
beer,
good bad.
bitching about shit. They're awesome.
Getting trophies for nothing.
Hey, this is
Millennials, yes.
I can't figure it out.
It's like I see a lot. It's funny. I talk to a lot of brewery owners and whatnot, and they're like, "Don't talk shit on the millennials, man. They will gang up with you. They will crush you on social
Oh,
media.
yeah.
They'll come to your house. They will. They'll burn your shit." I'm like, "Oh my god." They'll ruin your brand.
They sound terrifying.
It is.
In groups.
It is like they're hordes
Oh,
of
yeah.
them. It's almost like they're spawning.
By themselves, they don't stand a chance. In
No.
group,
In
well,
groups, yeah.
They get beat up in alleys, like it is by themselves.
Yeah.
They really need power in numbers. But no, I think it's good and bad. I think the millennials are out there talking about craft beer, getting people. I mean, they're good spokesmen and ambassadors to get people to try new stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day,
Well, I mean, too. I mean, you see that whole group of millennials where, no matter how you look at it, I know that I take, like, my mom now shows up with a 6-pack of Raging Bitch, where she used to show up with a 6-pack
Go
of,
on, all right.
whatever. And the same thing with, my uncle. Like, every time I come in for Thanksgiving or Christmas, I know that he wants an assorted 6-pack of the weirdest shit I can find, so I bring it to him. And I think that is really making that, like, transition happen, you know what I mean? Where it's saying, hey, look, like, they might not go to the store and be like, oh, cool. But if you sit it in front of them, you're like, no, drink it now, because I said so. And shove it down their throat. Then all of a sudden, you're opening up another generation, and that's how I felt for a while now. It's not really held back by an age or a number. It's held back by.
they're always searching for that like new thing. Like they want to be the first.
Yeah.
Like that's why.
First
all
First
of
for a
your
new job.
birthday-
I'm looking for.
Oh my god! So we've been trying to hire a sales assistant this week or the last couple weeks, and some people that we interview, like real questions in an interview are, so is it fun?
Which
No, it sucks. You don't get to drink beer all day.
I can ask people for raises like after a month. They're like, they're in there a month. They're like, hey, dude, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell? I was like, raise? It's been a month? They're like 30 days already. I'm like, don't.
Like your mom should have beat your ass.
Yeah.
That's what
dude.
should
I have
happen.
90 days to decide if I'm gonna fire you or not.
Yeah.
You might get a review in like 6 more months.
Yeah.
Come back and see me later.
They'll come out and they'll yelp you. They don't give a shit. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, you're gonna fire me? I'm gonna yelp the shit out of you. Like, because they make
Troll the fuck
oh, yeah,
out of
they make
that
like
shit,
fake
though.
identities and they go out there like, Johnson Tea Buckets, and I think your beer's got the horse dicks in it. I'm like, oh my god, like,
I swear to God, we did not put a horse
yeah, I
dicks
gotta
in this
defend myself.
beer.
I gotta go out there and I'm like, to the general public, I swear to God, we do not use horse dicks in any of our beers.
Horse semen, a different issue,
Yeah.
but the
Please
dicks
tell me that,
themselves,
Ricky.
no.
Oh my God, you gotta defend yourself over everything. Because God, if it's on Facebook, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. It's gotta be
Everything
true.
on the interwebs is true.
Yeah, all the interweb.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So no, again, we do not put horse dicks in any of our beers. We thought about it, but it was a bad idea.
It's a lot of volume.
It is. We could think of the names you could use that. I mean, oh my God, the names I'm just thinking about now. It's exciting to me.
So let's get outside of the brewery and outside of the boring distribution stuff. It's like I explained this to my husband a million times, like what I actually do and like the flow of beer through the system. And he's like, just please never talk about that ever.
Ever
I
again.
don't care.
Yeah.
But outside of the brewery and outside of that, we really do get to do some fun things like beer festivals and beer dinners. And what's your favorite type of beer event? What do you enjoy going to do outside of the day to day?
I like unique events. Like, I really try to talk a lot of the, it's like, I'll get like, hey, let's do like something crazy. What do you want to do? Like, so you come in there and you buy one of your beers and you get a pint glass to go home with. Like, nah, dude, that's not new. That's not
Pint
interesting.
night, so new.
Oh my god, like no,
So
pint nights,
crazy.
take over, and I'm like, no, do some fun stuff. So we like to get like really interactive. So, I would say the biggest fun, and the most fun I have is the ones we actually kind of create in house because we used to have the liberty to do what we want.
Right.
It's like our anniversary
Just
party
the
last
rules.
year. Yeah, I mean, I was like, we have to actually pay the dirty heads to come out from California. I'm like, oh my god, it's like, it's, and then, when you pay them to come out, like, you get all access, like, yeah, I want you to wear these, these pink briefs, and they're like, oh, sir. Oh, I made the dirty heads wear pink briefs. I did that, that power trip. No, I mean, I like music. We really get into the music side of it. My old neighbor in Annapolis, Jimmy Davies from Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Yeah.
Really cool dude. Really cool
Sick.
dude. So I love having him come out and do some stuff. And there's a band, we work with a lot called Red Gold Green out of Reston, Virginia, and they're just great guys. And so I get involved in like that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. I like doing beer dinners. I like doing beer dinners at places that should have beer dinners. Like, there's some places, I'm not going to name accounts, but just like, we'll just use like, since they don't buy our beer, it's McDonald's. Like, imagine McDonald's doing a beer dinner. We're going to pair our chicken nuggets. What's our chicken nuggets? What do you think, what kind of beer do you think it pairs with? I'm like, I don't know, ham brown. Like, all right, cool, all right, we'll do that.
Well, it sounds good.
Yeah, I'm like, no, don't do a beer dinner. It's just not your thing. Like, you're like, if you're a sports person, you should do some sports-oriented things. Like, not that their food's bad, but I'm just saying, like, you should kind of like, pair things up with where your strong suits are. Like, and that's when we try to do the same. So I get really, I love when an event is paired well with the strong points when they in effect accentuate their strong points.
Right. When you have a really good chef, I feel like because they are chefs and they know what things taste like and what goes well together, even if it's just spices and food or food and food, that they can drink a beer and say, oh, this dish that I make will go really well with it. Now, if you ask me to take a menu and pair shit, it's probably gonna end up really
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot do
Fucked up.
it. And that's what a lot of people, they're like,
Well,
oh,
I mean,
I
that's
like
the
food
thing, too,
and I
is
like
like-
beer. I'm gonna be able to do a whole beer dinner. I'm like, no, that is actually a really hard thing to do. Like, don't do that unless you're a
And
professional.
it's really uncomfortable when you go there because it's like you're trying to get up and talk about like, oh, so Chef George, came up with, he's actually the fry cook, came up with like this really cool like, he mixed ketchup and mayonnaise together to make this really cool dipping sauce. And, like, and I'm like, oh my
Special
god,
sauce, bro.
it's a special site, really?
Yes, with relish.
I know people do it. I kind of think it's good.
That's what I like.
But no, like, I think like, I try to, I like events that I would go to. Like, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I love going to events that I would go to if I was not even like part of it, if I was just a consumer.
Yeah, we say if you're not, because there's so many and everybody asks you to do one, we say like if you're not super pumped and excited about it when that bar owner like talks to you about, like just say no and we'll do something some other
Yeah.
time. We'll think of something better and we'll do something in the future, like whatever. But unless you're really pumped, it's not going to stand out. Don't do the pint nights. Don't do the tap takeover. You can. There's going to be certain accounts and certain times that that's appropriate, but.
That's why I like the ideas like the Belgian Fest and stuff that they do at Max's. Because I mean, it's just like, it's not a brewery. It's fucking awful. And I mean, it's just the best of everything. And the same with like the tastings and stuff like that. Like, how often do you go to like a fucking 5-star restaurant? They're like, well, we have this beer, sir. You're like,
I mean, it's awesome.
well, not really, but like, I eat chicken wings a shit ton.
Yeah.
Like, and so like, what do you got for that? I mean, that to me is way more relatable.
But I think it's hard
Yeah.
because there's a lot of expectations too. Because especially like as an owner, you have someone like basically that's trying to plan this event, and they're like, and they think that you're going to like save their lives somehow with this like event. Like, we're gonna have a pint night on a Monday. I'm like, no,
Oh,
on
and
Mondays.
there's
Gonna
going to
make
be
you a
500
millionaire.
people.
Oh yeah, like we expect you.
There.
So I'm like, well, how many people do you normally have on a Monday? Like 2. And like, so all of a sudden you go there and there's like 50 people, and they're like, why isn't there a line out the door around the block? Like, dude, Jailbreak, like,
You have 48 more people than you
Yeah.
usually do tonight.
I thought you were going to bring the noise, Justin. I'm like, this is what the noise represents.
The
on Monday
noise
night. I'm sorry.
is fucking
This
here,
is
dog.
Monday noise.
The noise sounds like 48 people. That's what the noise sounds like. So I mean, it's like, yeah, but they're just like high expectations. So you feel like sometimes you just walk away feeling a failure. Like, it's like, sorry, like.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Like,
So
Did you look at
Matt
that?
just asked, he said, Jailbreak, Does Jailbreak choose the food trucks that pair well with your beers, or just food that tastes good drunk? These are the kind of good comments that I like to read off here.
We're expanding our tap room and opening a kitchen, so it's gonna be an open kitchen concept. The reason for that is because we want to kind of like we're really proud of the beer we make, and sometimes some of the trucks are really good, but some of the trucks are really bad. Like, hey, this is $15.
So do you want to name all those trucks? Really
get email on the interweb. No, it's like the food trucks are great, but it's kind of an evolution of what we're doing. We want that, we want to be able to pair good food with good beer, and I think that's the only way to guarantee that is to just basically take care of it ourselves. So, we get some good food trucks though.
Sick.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt, for asking me a question.
Yeah.
Good job, Matt.
Yes, Matt.
So with your open kitchen, let's explain that to the viewer, because we know that that's somewhere where people can come in and cook what they want. So are you going to have anybody running that kitchen? Is it going to be someone from the brewery?
Oh, no, that's an open
or
kitchen.
Or is it going to be, is it just going to be, hey, you guys want to come in tonight?
No, we're not going to let anybody cook. Like, open kitchen's like, almost like you overlook the brewery, like you see the operation, you'll be overlook the kitchen. It's open to
like open air.
open air, yeah, open view.
Okay.
So like, it's where it's kind of be like, we have mad respect for Trogs. If you've never been up to Hershey Park,
That
the
tasting room.
Yeah,
that is a good Disneyland brewery.
We stopped at Trogs on my bachelorette party was adult summer camp. That's a whole nother story for a different day.
Oh yeah.
But we stopped at Trogs on the way up, and I just didn't want to leave.
I don't know, there's no campfire.
It's like that in Pizza Boy. I go to
Oh.
Pizza Boy at like at 10 a.m. and leave that night and make it like a block and fall on my face.
You just got a job there.
Yeah, I'm telling
You've been a host,
But
no, I mean that's kind of what we're doing. Is like it's kind of like very much we kind of really respect and appreciate what Trogs is doing. Kind of like you walk up, you order your food. Yeah, I mean, but it's not like table service. We want to make it a restaurant, like it's not a beer hall style.
See, that's what I was trying to make clear for everyone else, because I've heard of the idea of an open kitchen to where you have an actual kitchen and then you have a different
guest cooks, yeah,
and people come in, and that's like the open side of things. But that concept,
that's a scary concept.
It is. It's a very
cool. Billy, man. Billy really likes the pancakes he's been making on Sunday.
Yeah,
he wants to come in and take over your kitchen.
Dude, man. He's been making that bucket.
Billy's burned out our fucking kitchen.
No.
Billy.
1962, dude.
Yeah.
The same skinny ass bacon. Fuck.
God, he's got access to it.
So we only have a few minutes left. It's been really fun. I want to thank our sponsors one more time. Come out Monday, November 7th for an all-day fundraiser at Buffalo Wild Wings for 10% of all proceeds, excluding alcohol, will go back to the nonprofit organization Warriors Rising. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Only at your local B-Dubs in Frederick, Urbana, Rockville, Gaithersburg, and Columbia. Wings Beer Sports, you have to be here. Thank you, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Thanks, B-Dubs.
You're holla.
Thanks,
So what
Justin.
didn't we touch that you want to touch?
Oh, love touching.
No. The one thing.
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
all.
already answered
I'm all.
one
We're
of
still
my three
good.
questions.
Okay.
So which is, what was your very first beer? Period.
Craft.
Big Punisher. Oh no, wait, actually, like,
Did you
First?
ever consume beer,
Oh, okay,
like,
first,
even if
first.
you were 12?
oh boy.
Doug,
I was
you
drinking a lot
can't,
of
like-
Old English, St. Ides, a lot of things that were
40s.
Special
40
brews
ounces worth of
were-
freedom.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mine
What
was
your
Ice
favorite
House, so
beer
you're
back
good.
then?
Oh, it's Sublime.
Yeah.
Sublime and hip hop. Like I'm hip hop and Sublime. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Drinking your 40s, listening
Yeah.
to Sublime. Okay, so you're.
So
that
what
was your
hip hop?
first-
Hold on, sorry. What hip hop back then was Sublime? What did you pair your
Well, before
Who
Sublime.
did you pair your Sublime with?
Their parents
hip
Sublime.
hop wise?
It's
See, this
like,
could go into a whole new
I
show.
like West Coast. I loved Ice Cube. I loved Slick Rick. Told Rick Storyteller.
Slick Rick, the ruler,
Tribe
dog.
Called Quest.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the boom bass stuff. Like it was.
Did you see?
Solomon's 4 years old.
Did
The
you
one-
see the Saturday Night Live last weekend?
No.
Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, they were on it?
Their new CD.
Yeah,
And
I
who
saw
was the
that.
host?
Yeah.
Who was the
Dave
host?
Chappelle.
Oh.
And he
Watch
is
it.
not on crack.
That's-
You know why he's not on crack? Because he looks like Jay-Z.
Yeah?
He's like this big.
Yeah.
And I was like,
pounds.
man, that boy stopped
What
smoking
was the
rock.
name of the crackhead in his show?
Tyrone. He
Oh,
was
Tyrone.
Tyrone made an
Biggums.
appearance.
Wasn't-
Yeah,
was that-
Tyrone Biggums.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's definitely not Tyrone. He's
No, yeah, he's Jay-Z now.
okay. So then your first craft beer was Magic Hat because We talked about that already.
Yeah, I think it was that or Saranac. Yeah.
What is your desert island beer?
Honestly,
You can only have one beer for the rest of your life.
I really get inspired in the morning. I don't do it very often, but I get inspired in the morning to drink. And I think, honestly, for me, it would be,
That's alcohol. No, I'm kidding.
it's functioning.
Technically, what we call that is.
I drink beer in the morning and wine at night.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
It's,
fine.
and I
That's
think
fine.
Avery's Lillicoy. It's their passion
Wow.
fruit
Wow,
wheat is
okay.
just, God, that's one of those things where I drink 10 of them. I'm like, what? Like, what happened? It's just
Sick.
really good
Yeah.
stuff. So, I mean, I
Avery
like.
makes, I've
Yeah.
been really impressed with them.
Consistently, too.
Yes,
And I mean,
that's one of the beers in my fridge because they make good, consistent beer year after
And you
year.
can tell it's real stuff in there because you can see like the parts of the fruit kind of like floating around. It's kind of hazy and like you feel like you've got vitamins in you. And,
Oh, we didn't talk about natural
Healthy as
flavors.
shit.
I definitely wanted to talk about that.
I know.
With
It's all good.
other
We can
natural
keep going.
flavors. Womp. We can, I mean, people.
It is
it's
Facebook.
fine.
It's
Yeah,
all good.
people are
We
good.
can just keep going. Yeah,
So what about natural flavors? If
Well-
we had 5 minutes to kill,
So
what
one
about?
is, if we have ways to kill. What else got going on tonight?
I ain't got shit going on
going.
tonight.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
we're good.
Is this PBS on after, or maybe we got
No. There's
This
actually
Thanksgiving,
no more.
specials
There's
on
no
after.
more
We'll
We'll cut out
episodes on
something
Keep
that.
going.
stupid that Solomon said in the middle.
Yeah. Exactly. You can always switch
This
me out.
train
make
can
some
just
room.
keep on
Yeah.
running, man. I really think it can.
Oh, like the Trump train? Okay.
Yeah, get on the Trump train. It's I'm gonna get beat.
So
here.
natural flavors.
Yeah.
A lot of brewers are using them.
Yeah, it's called what we call in the industry WOMF, so with all natural flavors, and I don't know exactly how natural it is. I don't know, like you can get enough, in a little tiny vial, like this thing right here, the can of this, to say it's a jalapeno flavor, it can flavor 250 million gallons of beer, like that can't be real jalapeno, like you can't.
Super concentrated.
Yeah, just not, so, but I think it's like organic. Like, what is organic? I go there. It's like, what's the term?
How
It's
are they
organic.
certifying it? Organic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Wondering.
just, I don't know.
I
it's
feel
something
a lot of
recipe.
brewers just
Right.
feel that
Shit.
like they take their word for it. It is like so Bloodline we were drinking. So let's read what it says on the label. It says ale brewed with blood orange puree and natural flavorings. But we use like blood orange from California and like orange peel and some other things. But the TTB actually makes you
A lot of times they'll make
use
you
those
use,
words. Like legally we have to put those words on the bottle. So I mean I feel and we do use natural flavoring in other beers and stuff, but it's like a lot of times it's just the wording that makes you think that it is, but I mean it's maybe a puree of that or it was
Yeah.
frozen and now it's frozen and it's an extract or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, like, chemical composition. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like, when you go in, when I go into, I don't know, Safeway, a lot of times I'll just buy the regular apples. Like, all right, just Fiji apples, and then there's some organic Fiji apples. Like, today I'm just taking the Fiji apples. I'm not thinking out. So it's like, I'm like, Fiji apples,
The extra 45 cents is not fucking worth it.
Yeah, I'm not spitting on the regular Fiji apples. Be like,
I gotta buy an
shit.
Avery for tomorrow morning, and I
Yeah.
only got this much.
It's like, there's nothing wrong with it, but
I've
it's
got
like,
my 12-pack and my apple for breakfast.
we got we put all all our beers are kosher or it's dairy kosher, so we have like a little dairy kosher symbol in here. But it's like it's real stuff because it's not that it's the only way to drink anything, but it's like when we say it's like it's real shit in there. There's real shit in there.
Yeah.
And so like it's like
So you have a cucumber beer. There's cucumber in there.
there's cucumber,
So what do you
rose
do with
water.
the cucumber?
We basically we bring it in, we skin it. Like, so basically the guys sit around on buckets,
Peel.
like a bunch of homeless dudes, and like they peel them and then we throw them all in, and we puree them. And then it's the whole place smells like cucumber. I love like our Scoville days where we're pureeing jalapenos and stuff. It's like the Thai peppers gets a little sticky. Sometimes people like after they're done they go to the bathroom and then things happen and like they're burning and they have to go home. So it's just like
So what does
You give
that?
them
So
the
what
day
does that
off.
do? What does that do for like shelf life? For like things like that.
I don't think that doesn't really affect shelf life. I mean, certain ingredients I'm sure it will, but I think for us like it's it's really hard. You got to use a lot of real stuff to get the flavor you would get from an
Right.
extract. So like we use like coconut. Like we had a chocolate coconut porter. We use like $1,500 worth of coconut per batch, which is only like 600 gallons. Or we could use a $60 bottle. So it's like that
Right.
much. And so that's when we actually stopped making that beer because it's like we were losing so much money on it. But it's like we could either change over and make it this different way, or we could just say we're not going to make it at all.
And a lot of times actually get more out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's you use a lot of it. Like that's the problem is it's real stuff. You got to use a lot of real stuff. Like I wish God would have created natural things to be a lot more potent, because it's just like it's just I mean, there's some stuff like rose.
Well, then you could have eaten them the right way and lived.
Explode.
Oh man, this is a great apple. Fuck.
Yeah. It's but no, I mean, it's not like it's not like we're not like a self-righteous group of bastards that are like saying you have to have all natural, but when we're saying it's natural, like I think there's some truth in advertising.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it matters, matters to us, and so it doesn't matter a lot. But that's just almost like with
Well, it matters
Their
to us
beers
too.
are,
I mean,
kosher.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean that's the thing with me. Like I'm USDA organic my entire farm, so I mean I understand the level that it takes to get there.
But you probably hate people that are putting organic on. You're like, that guy's not organic.
Yeah,
He's got robots
exactly.
making that
Or organically
Right.
grown,
Yeah.
or those things. You know what I mean? Because those are the kind of little pet peeves that can really push a guy like me over. It's like, oh yeah, like organically grown,
Like I'm paying the price.
Because I know there's a bunch of little basic white bitches walking in the grocery store that are like, oh, organically grown.
Yeah.
Besides those 6 pesticides sprayed all over.
Yeah.
So I get it for sure.
And you get irritated because you're like, I know that guy's not organic. I put 5 times the amount of cost into doing this,
Yeah.
and so I can say this. And this guy, I know this guy, not you. And I'm
Yeah,
sure it's
just
you,
you specifically.
or organic liar. No, it's like I'm sure it's like it's like you it's like you want to say like, hey, that's kind of not fair. But you're not gonna say it's not fair because then you sound like a millennial. So like at the end of the day, we just get a kosher certified and say we're proving it. So
Oh yeah.
it's my little Womp story.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah,
All
I told you
right.
I talked about
I know. Hey, that's what we do.
Go all night long,
We talk,
baby.
talk.
Let's go all night long.
I would love to, but we're gonna cheers.
Okay.
Do you need some more? I left a little just in case you
This
didn't
is
have any.
frickin' amazing, by
That's
the way.
crazy. It's like, okay, like these.
It's so good. It's
All right, so let's cheers. It's Friday.
Take a whole thing.
We're gonna have a good weekend.
So happy to be back.
Thank you for having me
Cheers,
on.
guys.
Cheers.
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 Next week,
Anytime.
the day after Thanksgiving, we have Jim
Sure.
Caruso, CEO of Flying Dog Brewery. He will probably not talk about beer. He'll probably talk about every subject
I am
but
so pumped.
beer, or maybe the history of beer or something
I'm gonna
about
try
beer,
to
but
drag
not
him
actual
so many different
beer.
ways. It's not even gonna be
So-
fun.
Caruso's gonna be on next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love Flying Dog. We have mad respect for you guys.
Oh, thank
So
you.
you guys do it the right way. We love that.
Thank you. Jim's just a little nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
you made me a little nervous coming on. I'm like, what's
I was
he
there. I
gonna
was
say?
actually tame.
But like,
Yeah.
yeah, you were pretty tame.
Yeah.
You were pretty good.
We'll
Jim-
bring you
Jim's
back
gonna be a
on in
little
like
crazy,
6
so.
months, and I'll just be like, God, quit fucking around.
We should
with
go
that
on
tape
air
stuff."
from inside the porta potty.
Yeah,
Like we're coming to
exactly.
you live from the porta potty.
Right here.
You know?
One porta potty,
I
3
didn't
people.
know.
There's some prison beer here tonight. I'm into
Wait,
it.
that dumpster you were talking about
Yeah.
out back at your brewery, let's live from behind the
Is
dumpster.
there? Do that.
Whatever you do behind the dumpster, we can. Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna show it all. We're gonna bare all secrets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, cheers. Happy Friday. Thanks for being with us on Brew Bits.
Cheers.
Thank you, Justin.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
guys.
Good night out there.
Hell yeah. It's gonna stay live.